This is part 4 now of the Solaris Corridor video series, and it's going to be the last video. And what I wanted to show you here was simply that I did 3 videos showing the modeling of the corridor. Part 1, we sort of roughed it out and we got this far. And then in part 2, I did the mirrors and I fixed up some stuff. And then in part 3, I focused on the computers themselves and how I was going to get them into the wall. And so then I went on and I did some tweaking on my own and adjusting things. And then I went ahead and I did the texturing because it's very similar to many of my other videos. So I'm going to show you the final renders that I've done, and I want to talk a little bit about the texturing because I have had some questions about how I did this or that on the Discord, and I'm going to do a separate video with a few tips and tricks. So let's have a look at the renders. Okay, so here is the first render. Now these of course have been post-processed a little bit in GIMP and in some other software just for like color grading and a little bit of effects. But I'm not sure what this is. I guess I got the edge of the side of the corridor, so just ignore that. But I've got the mirror, as you can see here, although they look pretty dark in this scene. I sort of wanted to go for something a little bit different when it all came down to it, and have a little bit more of a sort of a sci-fi eerie kind of a look. But we got a pattern here on the back of the mirror, and I can show you how to do that in Substance Painter. It's very easy, and it looks great. And considering, you know, we're not using any polys, don't mind the fact that it looks like this is sticking into the wall itself. But again, this was textured in Substance Painter. Alright, so there is the first image looking down, and I've tried to do it on this angle because really the end of the corridor is open just based on how much I curved it. I didn't curve it enough that you could look down and not see that. Alright, here's another view. There's 100%. Again, you can see the texture here and a little bit of reflection in the mirrors. The pipe, which is not exactly as the reference was, but I just left it like that. And I've got a few lights in here. I've got the floor pattern. That's another thing that I'm going to show you how to do. Super easy and customizable. And I've got my computers in here. We'll have a closer look at the computers because I've got some variation. A lot of it is very similar. That was to cut down on the number of polys that the scene would have. But we've got a computer here. We've got a couple sticking out. And really, there's not much else to show you because that's the scene there with the doors and the bars and the windows and the pipe or whatever here, the computers. As you can see in this view, the emissions on this are a little bit different than on this one. And I believe I've got even another version in there somewhere. Yeah, so let's have a look at, there's just one more image. And that's just a little bit closer up. So you can see actually this one sticking out differs from this one and this one. And again, there is a pattern here on the side, very similar to the floor. And I can show you how you can do that. This is texture. This is not geometry. Of course, in the past, a lot of us, myself anyhow, would have tried to do that in geometry and the polys would have exploded. But now we can do it in texture in Substance Painter very easily, or you could do it in Substance Designer. So there are some differences anyhow in the computers, although not that much. So this was a request, and I'm going to have to leave it at this. There is more that could be done, but I have other projects I need to work on. There's another Blender challenge coming up. I'm going to talk to you about that very soon, and I need to do the tips for how I did some of the texture on this. And yeah, I have other things that I need to get to as well. So thank you very much for watching the series. If you did end up making a corridor, I hope it worked out really well for you. And if you need some tips on Substance Painter, you know, let me know what you need to see, or go back and watch some of my other videos and give it a try. Preferably on simple objects first. That's usually the best. And yeah, I wish you the best of luck. Thanks for coming by the channel. Please subscribe and like the videos, and come on back again soon.